You probably remember he was here previously. We talked a little bit about his podcast he does with his daughter called Rome Schooled. And we invited you back, Jim, because we were so intrigued by what you do with your daughters.
That's the scariest thing. By the way, the scariest thing about clowns is the balloons popping. I don't know what it is. It's just
so
the popping balloons.
So it wasn't the white face makeup.
No. Those guys were awesome.
So tell us first about Rome Schooled. It was just voted one of the best 50 podcasts in the world. I mean, that's very cool.
And an English
by The Guardian.
By The Guardian, which is what kind of came out of left field, and because of that, we've gotten all these opportunities to go abroad and go around and meet people, talk to them in person. It's a show that these guys sort of came up with one day when I was working on post-production for a show that I'd been producing for years. They had gotten kind of sick of it. Of Dad working on the laptop all the time, editing and making that show sound the way it was supposed to sound. They said, let's have our own show. And I thought it was ridiculous for about a minute. And then 60 seconds later, it clicked in that we could actually do such a thing. And now, so they ask the questions, and we go out and we make a very grown-up show, a very adult show on serious topics. But it starts with sort of clearing the slate and starting with a childlike question and a sense of wonder and an open mind, and we go off.
Dana, for example, could you give me a question that you've asked on the show?
One of the storylines that we started out with was, why do people have tombstones?
Why do people have tombstones? That is a heavy topic to take up, Dad.
And Veronica, what do you think of doing this with your dad and your sister? Do you
I
like
think
it?
I think it's really fun going places and learning things that you otherwise wouldn't get to learn.
So do all your friends know that you do this? Were you kind of a rock star a little bit?
Really.
No, they don't know?
You keep it on the down low, huh?
They're cool chicks, cool chicks.
What do you think is the best episode for somebody? Do you recommend that they just start at the beginning, or is there a particular favorite?
No, because we've gotten better. When I listened to the first episodes, we were just kind of finding our stride. If you like light material, we have one about where I got the dog. We have a dog that's 13 years old, and we got him at when the Beavers played in town. He's that old. At the Bring Your Dog to the Park, it was called the park.
Oh, it's in the baseball team. I had to think about that.
Yeah, sorry. We're going way back.
The Beavers are still around.
So we have a story about that. It's about adopting a dog, and then but on the serious side, there's one about animal abuse. There's one about gun control. If it's I would just say go to our website romeschool.com and choose a topic that interests you.
Yeah, we heard
Sometimes
from Dana.
It's serious.
Veronica, what was the question that you asked? When is this going to be over?
Is she making that face?
Are we there yet?
Oh,
yeah.
That's one that we used to ask.
Yeah, we used to.
And then Daddy gets mad.
When you say, are we there yet?
Jim, I'm just kind of curious, though. You deal with some heavier topics. How do you go about talking about it with your daughters?
Answering the question.
Well, there's a certain amount of filtering that happens, but for the most part, it's very little. And I think the more honest we are with our kids in general, without exposing them to anything that's shocking or damaging to their, and everybody has a different threshold for what is going to be shocking or damaging to their child.
Have a real conversation with them.
We have real conversations. They're going to see it pretty soon. It gets younger and younger when they start to be exposed to things. And people with strong opinions will sometimes say shocking things. And I'd say the most strong opinion people that we ran into was when we did a gun episode. But the basic thing is that we're trying to find the common ground in between, and not people who are extreme on one direction or the other. So,
how many people do you think you've reached through your podcast? Any idea?
You know, I don't look at the numbers much. It's immensely popular in the British Isles because of the Guardian article. People support the local press there, and so we have a lot of listeners over there and in Europe, and in the States it's kind of hard to tell. There are metrics for this, but we're so honestly, I don't look at the numbers. Lydia would know.
How do I pick you up? Where do I go to?
You can go on iTunes on the little purple button everybody has on their phone for podcasts, or any of wherever you normally listen to podcasts, or our website. Because our website's better because there's a beautiful slideshow that goes along with every episode.
Yeah, I've seen some of the great photos that go along with them.
It's such a great concept. The name Rome Schooled, playing off homeschooled.
That's right. Yeah.
But they are not homeschooled. They're
out
of school today. They were telling me they got a morning off.
Half
to go to
day
school
off.
In Camas.
To talk to you guys.
Finish up this week. Are you going to spend the summer answering more questions?
Yeah.
Any
tell her some of our plans. Or
We decided to go on a lone trip, so is it on the 27th?
Well, so they're twins, and they're both 8, and one of the things we're going to do this summer is each of them gets to go on a trip alone with their parents. So we're going to go to New York next week, and we're working on why do we have money, is your question? Why do we have money? And we started working on that episode. For every episode, we talk to a lot of people in person, then we edit it all down. Are you bummed about that? Did you think we were just going to go and go? Oh no! Okay. Good.
She's
And then you two?
We don't have our plan yet, but she wants to go to Hawaii, so we're trying to figure
You
out something.
promised me you would.
Oh,
I'm-
Dana might be changing
We
her
have opened
plans.
something here.
And Jen, what's the website address?
RomeSchooled.com.
Just Rome Schooled.
Rome like roaming, not like the
.com, okay.
Romans.
So you two were almost